Hey guys, this is Hot Noob here, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review on Internet Explorer 10. Now the first thing that's probably coming into your head is that Internet Explorer sucks balls. It has poor compatibility, it's slow, and so on, and blah blah blah, all of those bad things. Well, let's open it up and see. As you can see, it loads up almost instantly, and let's compare it to Google Chrome. It's slightly faster in my opinion. But according to the benchmarking websites, Internet Explorer is still slower than Chrome. However, they have made significant improvements. One of them is a just-in-time compiler, and the other is sort of how they interpret the code. So, yeah. So they managed to improve the performance dramatically when compared to Internet Explorer, and on top of it, they added in more features, making it a lot more compatible with websites. And yeah, so once people stop using Internet Explorer 9 and move on to 10, developers will no longer have to go stir crazy because of the lack of compatibility with Internet Explorer, because Microsoft has finally fixed it. So I'll show you guys a nice little example here. Here we are, so script. So let's put in a nice little button. Value equals click me. And I should put this in below. Here we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a nice little JavaScript here. Get elements by ID. And I'll just give this an ID here, equals button. Okay, and we'll say var button equals. So, traditionally you'd have to go something like button.onClick equals so-and-so, and then maybe on another browser you'd have to go button.setAttributes onClick equals blah blah blah. And because we tend not to use Internet Explorer, we usually go with the set attribute thing. Unfortunately, the onClick with Internet Explorer and set attributes and whatnot did not work in the past. However, they've made a bunch of changes, and here's sort of a little proof that the onClick with set attributes works on Internet Explorer 10. So I'll just go alerts, onClick. Get rid of this part here, and then post. I think that's page. Oh, I got an error already. Oh, what's this error? Oh, that's weird. It says the user agent is Mozilla. Seems they changed it quite a bit. Maybe stole something from Firefox here. So line 1, character, whatever. I hate debugging in Internet Explorer. So they really haven't made the debugging much better. And yeah, click me doesn't work. Whoops. I'll just have to pause this and figure out where the bug. Okay, I'm just getting a bit too used to jQuery here. Should have put it in a string instead of a function there. That's probably why. So there we are. You got your set attribute on click, and yeah, you got to put it in a string. Totally forgot about that. So refresh it, no errors, and you click me, and you get your nice little alerts, and that says on click. Just so you guys don't get too confused that it's actually stuff. So if I turn on compatibility mode, what happens is it changes it sort of into Windows 9 mode, and you click the click me, and on click with set attribute does nothing. That's always been something that's been overly annoying, and they finally fixed it in Internet Explorer 10. And one thing I did notice was that when I went to the CMS system that I've been working on, it worked perfectly well in Internet Explorer 10 without any adjustments, and then all of a sudden I found out that oh, they made so many changes, so I turned on compatibility mode, and all of a sudden the page was all screwed up and stuff like that. So now Internet Explorer 10 renders stuff a lot more like Google Chrome and Firefox does, so that's great news for developers. And the next little thing I'll be going over is how they've sort of changed how JavaScript works. So what happens is you have a function here, and you say, it's called blah, or let's do add. And then you'd put in two parameters, so let's say val1 and val2. So what happens, well, this is more sort of in-depth with JavaScript and the whole interpreter language. Normally what happens is these values, these parameters could be like anything. You don't know what variable type it is, just whatever, until it's sort of declared. So this way what happens is, let's say you wanted to do return val1 plus val2. What happens is Internet Explorer will detect that you're going to be adding these, and it's going to figure out that there's going to be two possibilities for it, which is that it's either going to be a string or an integer, and it will optimize the memory for that. Or in this case, if you were to multiply them, and what would happen is Internet Explorer would figure out that it would only be an integer or a float or some sort of number, and which would decrease the amount of memory overhead and also increase the efficiency, because then it can focus it onto functions that are more specific and stuff like that. So sort of what's happening here is Internet Explorer 1 is like val is an int and val2 equals an int or a float or whatever. Then when it processes this, Internet Explorer will be like ignore possibility whatever, I can't spell, of it being a string or object or whatever. That's sort of how it works. I know it seems sort of no dash. They should have added in a long time ago, but I've just been too lazy to do it, and poof, now they got it in. So in terms of compatibility, it is not as compatible as Chrome. So let's just go HTML5 browser compatibility. Here we are, html5test.com. And you see let's go to other browsers actually, this will be better. As you can see, the current ones here listed are Internet Explorer 9, which has a score of 138. That's pathetic, right? But when you look at Internet Explorer 10, it has a score of 319, which is double. In one version, they've doubled the compatibility and almost doubled the speed, and just, so much done. Just great work. And if you go to Metro, it's even faster because they don't have anything in Metro, right? There's no plugins, there's no Silverlight. Well, there's some Silverlight hacks and whatnot. Well, their thing is sort of based on Silverlight, but they don't have the actual Silverlight plugin in it. So go Internet Explorer here. And as you can see, it loads up fairly fast. So let's say I wanted to go to Facebook. And it loads up extremely fast. But the only downside about the Metro is, well, yeah, the lack of functionality and plugins and whatnot. And, well, yeah, as you can see, it's sort of in a full screen mode, which is sort of annoying. So the Metro benefits are only beneficial from tablets and stuff like that. But that's fine because you're not going to really be using Metro, like that on a heavy, or a browser on a heavy tablet or something like that, more performance for the tablets. Anyways, before I twist my tongue, this is Hot Noob here, and I'll see you guys later at hotnoob.com.